Chapter 1: A Lonely Beginning. The little mountain village was dead quiet under a blazing sun that felt hot enough to melt the rooftops. Everyone stayed hidden indoors. Only a few big dogs lay panting in the shade, tongues lolling. But on the front steps sat a tiny girl 5, maybe 6, hugging her knees. Even in the harsh daylight, she looked heartbreakingly alone. Suddenly she pinched her own thin cheeks and muttered, "Mo Qingchen, get a grip. You're a big girl now. So you got smacked around, big deal. Don't you dare cry." Yet fat tears still slipped down, sizzling on the hot stone without even a wisp of steam. At last she broke into silent sobs, the kind that made no sound but wouldn't stop. "Hey, you lazy brat! Get in here, now!" A sharp female voice screeched from inside. Qingchen wiped her eyes with the back of her hand, face blank, and shuffled into the house. Next door, Auntie Lu poked her own teenage daughter's forehead and scolded, "You spoiled thing, you don't know real work. Look at little Qingchen next door, 6 years old and always busy. Still goes hungry and gets whipped every few days. Skin and bones, that child. If it were you, you wouldn't survive a week." The girl just giggled and hugged her mother's arm. "Ah, Ma, that's different. You love me. But that poor kid, her aunt is cruel. She's her own family and still so heartless." Auntie Lu sighed. "People's fates are strange. That girl's mother was the most beautiful for miles, probably anywhere, if you ask me. Suitors wore out the doorstep. But she turned them all down until one day a young man showed up handsome as a god. They fell hard and married. She got pregnant soon after, but when she was 7, 8 months along, the man vanished. She searched everywhere, cried herself sick, and went into early labor. Gave birth to the girl and, well, by the time the child was 3, the mother had wasted away. So Qingchen's been with her uncle ever since," the teenager asked softly. "That's right. I watched him carry her home. But his wife, Madame Lu Yang, never had a kind bone in her body. After her own son was born, she treated the girl like a servant, beating and cursing her all the time. Poor thing. Terrible," the daughter agreed, then tried to slip away. "Don't sweet talk me," Auntie Lu warned. "Go feed the chickens." "I'm just taking a cornbread bun to Qingchen," the girl said with a grin, darting off. Inside, Qingchen faced her aunt, who stood with hands on hips, finger pointing like a dagger. "You little wretch, out crying again, think someone will pity you and feed you, don't count on it." Qingchen bit her lip hard, repeating in her mind, "Endure. Just endure." She wasn't weak, just 6 years old, no family but these people. What else could she do? Quit glaring. Pick the beans in that basket. No food till you're done, her aunt barked, jerking her chin at a heavy basket. "Yes, Auntie," Qingchen whispered, hefting the basket with all her strength and carrying it to the crabapple tree in the yard. A small stool waited there. She always worked outside, her aunt preferred her out of sight. Sighing at the mix of red and yellow beans, Qingchen began sorting quietly. A year had passed since she arrived in this world, and sometimes she wondered if fate had dropped her here as punishment. At first she fought back against the beatings, but that only brought worse punishments and no food. After a few rounds, she understood, there was no main character halo protecting her. No clever ideas or modern thinking mattered. She was just a powerless 6-year-old. So she learned to endure. Survive. Grow up fast. That was the goal. After a while her head spun from hunger. This morning she had only a watery bowl of porridge. She glanced around. In the midday heat her aunt and little cousin would be napping, and her uncle had left to work hours ago. Relaxing, Qingchen reached into her blouse and pulled out a small grey gourd no bigger than her palm. It didn't look like much, but it held a staggering secret. It had come with her when she crossed into this world. Her soul had slipped into the child's body, but the gourd had arrived whole. She stroked it and whispered, "Well, little wine gourd, it's just you and me." Then she took several quick gulps. Back in her old life she bought it from a street stall in an ancient town, thinking her grandpa would like it for his evening drinks. She bargained for it, only to see an out-of-control car swerve toward her. The next moment, she woke up as a 6-year-old. The gourd had shrunk with her and, to her shock, never emptied. Though she'd never been a drinker, she tried a sip each day, half expecting some magical effect. A year later she still hadn't discovered any powers except that a few swallows kept hunger at bay. "Qingchen, you there?" a bright, friendly voice called, breaking her thoughts. Chapter 2 Childhood Friendships Run Deep. Qingchen froze for a moment, quickly tucking the little wine gourd into her chest. She gulped down the last of the wine and scooped up some cool water from a nearby bucket, drinking greedily. She placed the bucket there on purpose just in case someone came and caught the smell of wine on her breath. Trouble she could do without. Lingzi walked in and saw the tiny girl hunched over the scoop, chugging water so that the whole little face disappeared behind it. Though only a few years older herself, Lingzi couldn't help but frown at the sight. She hurried over, snatched the scoop, and scolded, "Hey, girl, drinking cold water, what if it gives you a stomachache? Who cares?" Qingchen blinked, then grinned. "Sister Lingzi, you're here. Sit." She patted the little stool beside her. Lingzi glanced at the basket of beans, frowned, but sat down anyway. She handed over a warm cornbread wrapped in a cloth. "Here, Ma just made these. Try it, see if you like it." Qingchen took the cornbread and sat close, looking up. "Sister Lingzi, you're so kind." Lingzi rolled her eyes. "Eat quickly. I still have to feed the chickens." Even so, she helped Qingchen sort through the beans, carefully, bit by bit. Qingchen nibbled at the warm cornbread, enjoying the faintly sweet aroma of corn. One bite settled her stomach, easing the burning hunger. But she couldn't bring herself to eat the remaining 2 pieces, staring at them with hesitation. Lingzi paused, smiling. "All right, little one, I've got to go. Just remembered something I need to do. Ma LL scold me if I'm late. Keep the cloth for now, you can give it back next time." With that, she patted her bottom and left, not waiting for a reply, even pinching Qingchen's thin cheek on the way out. Qingchen's eyes teared up a little as she watched Lingzi's retreating back. No matter where she went, there were good people in the world. That gave her hope things would get better someday. Just then, the door creaked open. Madame Lu Yang stormed out, slapped the cornbread from Qingchen's hands, and shouted, "You little jinx! I told you, no eating until the beans are done. Hiding here to slack off, are you?" Lingzi, hiding just outside a crack in the wall, clenched her fists at the harsh words. She wanted to protest, but realized speaking up would only make Qingchen's life harder. So she held back. Qingchen looked up, expression blank. "Auntie, I'll get to it," she said calmly, ignoring the cornbread on the ground and continuing to sort beans. Madame Lu Yang felt like she'd punched cotton. Her anger fumed as she cursed non-stop, yet Qingchen remained unfazed. Finally, furious, she kicked the basket across the yard and slapped Qingchen. Lingzi raised her brows, ready to rush in but froze. Another person had appeared in the courtyard. A young man, maybe in his 20s, dressed in flowing black robes, simply stood there. His presence made people unconsciously stare, and even 10-year-old Lingzi felt her cheeks flush. Enough! The man said, voice calm yet firm. To Madame Lu Yang, it sounded like a thunderclap. She glared at him. Who are you? This is my house. Get out! The man didn't glance at her. Before anyone could react, he was at Qingchen's side, lifting her gently. He noticed the small girl's face bore a slap mark, yet she looked calm, even serene, with not a single tear. He blinked in surprise. Madame Lu Yang, furious at being ignored, shouted, "Someone help! Thief!" and lunged at him. The man didn't even look at her. With a sweep of his wide sleeve, a gust of wind knocked her to the ground, leaving her bewildered. Neighbors peered in, curious. Though Madame Lu Yang had little support, her husband was honest. Back then, people were simple and neighborly. They'd help if they thought someone was being robbed. The man ignored them and asked Qingchen, "What's your name?" Qingchen's heart pounded. She had just seen it, the sleeve, the wind. It was magic. Her knowledge of wuxia novels let her recognize it instantly. Taking a deep breath, she forced a polite smile. "I'm called little girl." She'd never been this nervous. She sensed that this man might change her life, her chance to escape a childhood of abuse and hunger. The man, seeing her smile despite the slap, softened. "Little girl, do you know your father's surname?" I don't know." Qingchen lowered her head. The man paused, then turned to Madame Lu Yang. "What's your relation to her?" Though spoken calmly, his words carried weight, and Madame Lu Yang stopped thrashing. I'm her aunt." "And her parents?" His voice held impatience. Sweat dripped down her forehead. "Her father left before she was born, never returned. Her mother died a few years ago. Her father seems to be surnamed Mo. Mo, that's right." The man's face finally softened into a small smile. He looked at Qingchen. "Little girl, come with me. I'm your 14th uncle." Qingchen nearly cried. She nodded and stood, quickly scooping up the cornbread Madame Lu Yang had knocked down and hugging it to her chest. The man smiled and held her hand. "Come on, little girl. Let's go." Chapter 3: Where to find the Immortal Land. The man in black robes held Qingchen's hand. In a blink, his figure shifted, and they floated several dozen feet forward, arriving outside the courtyard before anyone could react. The villagers, including Madame Lu Yang, stood frozen, mouths open, completely dumbstruck, watching as the man carried Qingchen farther and farther away. Lingzi snapped out of her daze and ran toward them, shouting, "Little girl! Little girl! Where are you going? Come back!" Qingchen wriggled slightly, but the man ignored her calls and continued walking steadily forward. She turned her head and called as she walked, "Sister Lingzi, take care of yourself." In no time, the two figures vanished from sight. After a while, the villagers finally erupted in chatter. "Did you see that? That man must be a god. I told you gods exist, but you didn't believe me," grinned Zhong'er Meizi. "Ha! So her father must be a god too. No wonder when I first saw him, I thought he was divine," a woman with lingering charm exclaimed excitedly. "Tisk tisk, I always knew the little girl wasn't ordinary. Eyes so bright, so sharp, sure enough, she's going to become immortal," a young woman fanned herself while nodding. Of course. Even her looks aren't of this mortal world. She can't stay here, not in this village, said an old man, stroking his white beard. Only Madame Lu Yang sat frozen, face pale as iron. One thought kept looping in her mind: if the girl becomes immortal, will she come back and put me in a boiling cauldron? Qingchen, however, had no idea of the storm her small world had just experienced. Her mind was filled with nervous anticipation and wonder about the place she was headed. The man didn't speak much, simply leading her forward. The scenery rushed past like she was sitting in a moving carriage, giving her a dizzying sense of speed. "Uncle 14th, are you taking me home?" Qingchen finally asked. She understood that impressions were formed through contact and conversation. "Little girl, don't speak for now," he replied. Qingchen pursed her lips and let him guide her. They didn't stop until passing through a small town, where he led her into a tavern and into a private room. A sharp-eyed waiter with a sweat towel around his neck approached and politely listed the dishes. The man waved his hand. "Bring out your best dishes, quickly." The waiter bowed and left, leaving only Qingchen and the man. As she hesitated whether to speak, he finally said, "Little girl, don't be too nervous. You're right this time, I've come to take you home." "Is my father at home too?" she whispered. He paused. "He is." "Then why isn't he the one here to get me?" she thought, but didn't dare ask aloud. Instead, she asked, "Uncle 14th, how long until we get home?" He smiled. "Little girl, have a good meal, wash up, and by the time night falls, we'll be home." Soon, the waiter returned with steaming dishes, placing them on the table. "Enjoy your meal, sir," he said, about to leave. The man called after him, "Young man, please fetch 2 sets of clothes my niece can wear. Keep the change." He tossed a small pile of silver coins to the waiter. The waiter's face lit up. "Right away, sir." Qingchen's eyes widened. She had been in this world for a year and knew the value of such coins. They could sustain an ordinary family for half a year. She smiled to herself. Judging by Uncle 14th, he and his kind probably cared little for worldly money. They were likely cultivators. Her longing for a home she didn't yet know deepened. "Eat, little girl," he said, placing a chicken drumstick on her plate. Having gone a year without meat, Qingchen carefully restrained herself, grateful that Lingzi's cornbread had at least filled her stomach a bit. The man observed her composed manner and was secretly impressed. He had seen Madame Lu Yang's harsh treatment in the courtyard. The girl must have endured great hardship. And yet, faced with a table full of delicacies, she remained disciplined. Was this innate wisdom then, he thought? She carried half the Mo family's blood. How could ordinary mortals compare? Soon the waiter returned with a bundle of clothes. The man instructed him to find an older woman to help Qingchen bathe. Afterward, she emerged in the new outfit. Qingchen had transformed. She wore a pale pink dress, her twin buns decorated with peach-shaped silk flowers, and her fair face framed by vibrant, blooming peach-colored eyes smiling at him. In that moment, the man finally understood why the 7th brother had married a mortal woman. Even a malnourished little girl could possess such beauty. Her mother must have been stunning. "Uncle 14th, what's wrong?" Qingchen asked, tilting her head. Wearing such a beautiful outfit for the first time, she couldn't hide her excitement. He smiled. "You look wonderful, little girl. Let's go." This time, he walked with her at a normal pace as they left the town. When they reached a secluded spot outside, he suddenly stopped. Qingchen's heart tightened instinctively. Seeing her nervousness, he chuckled, bent down, and scooped her into his arms. Her cheeks flushed. No matter how small her body appeared, her mind was still that of a woman in her 20s. "Hold on tight, little girl," he whispered. Despite her warmth, she wrapped her arms around him obediently. He pulled out a strange piece of paper and pressed it under his feet. Qingchen gasped. Clinging to him, the scenery around them surged backward like a tide, and the wind roared in her ears. After some time, they finally stopped in front of a grand mansion. Rubbing her dizzy eyes, Qingchen read the plaque, Mo Mansion. She looked around and saw a bustling town. A twinge of disappointment struck her. She had imagined being taken to an immortal mountain. Unaware of her thoughts, the man patted her head. "Little girl, we're here." Chapter 4 Pure as untainted dust. The man in black robes didn't take Qingchen through the main gate. Instead, they entered through a side door. Qingchen followed him, eyes wandering everywhere. The mansion looked ordinary from the outside, but inside, it was a whole different world. Pavilions, terraces, long corridors over water, all hidden among emerald bamboo and pine trees. Vast fields of unknown flowers bloomed freely, and people occasionally passed by. Whenever they saw the man in black stop, they would bow and step aside. Without looking at them, he led Qingchen past silently. She couldn't help but marvel. This world was truly different from the one she had left behind. As they passed through a moon gate, a girl in white robes approached. She looked no older than 10 in Qingchen's eyes, even smaller than Ling Zi. Yet her posture was graceful, her face pure as snow, giving her a calm and mature aura far beyond her age. The girl paused when she saw Qingchen and the man, nodding slightly at him. "Uncle 14th," she said. Her voice was crisp and clear, like ice striking jade. She didn't look at Qingchen at all. The usually expressionless man's face softened like a spring breeze. "Xiaoju, going out?" The girl, Xiaoju, nodded slightly, saying nothing more. He didn't mind at all. Still smiling, he pointed at Qingchen. "This is your 7th uncle's daughter. If all goes well, she'll be your 16th younger sister." Only then did Xiaoju glance at Qingchen, a small girl with wide, curious peach blossom eyes. Her delicate features were even more refined than the 16th sister known for beauty. The little girl smiled shyly, showing a pair of adorable dimples. Xiaoju nodded lightly, said nothing more, and floated away gracefully. Qingchen stared after her, thinking, "Why is this girl so cold? Does she know magic too?" Just then, the man's large hand gently ruffled her hair. "Little girl, it seems you and Xiaoju have a special connection." Qingchen's eyes widened in confusion. "Special connection?" She didn't even say a word to me. The man chuckled, seemingly reading her thoughts. "You don't know, little girl. Xiaoju is the most outstanding of your generation. She's a rare mutated ice spirit root. Even the top 4 sects would fight over someone like her." Seeing Qingchen's curiosity, he smiled. "You don't understand now, but you will later. Xiaoju is naturally aloof, but today, she regarded you differently. Come on, let's go see the clan leader." Qingchen glanced at him, realizing more awaited her. "Little girl, don't be afraid. Once you meet the clan leader, you'll officially become part of the Mo family and train alongside your brothers and sisters," he said kindly. "Uncle 14th, can everyone train?" she asked, looking up at him. He paused. "Not everyone. Only those with spirit roots can cultivate. And even then, it's rare. In the Mo family, only members with spirit roots rank in each generation, but don't worry, your father had excellent dual spirit roots, so you'll be fine. He sighed inwardly. Cultivators usually choose partners who are also cultivators, ensuring their children inherit spirit roots. Although her seventh uncle had excellent dual roots, marrying a mortal woman meant Qingchen might not be exceptionally talented. Qingchen, with her adult-like mind, thought of this too. She tensed at first, then realized even if she had no spirit root, could her situation really be worse than before? Relieved, she said, "Uncle 14th, then let us go see the clan leader." Seeing her calm, he assumed she didn't understand, and reminded her, "Little girl, when you meet the clan leader, call him grandfather clan leader. Having descendants return is important. Your grandfather and sixth uncle should both be here." With that, he led her briskly forward. Qingchen had wanted to ask about her father but thought there would be time later, so she let it go. Soon, they arrived at a grand hall. The man stopped and called out, "Clan leader, Mo 14th has returned." Qingchen thought, so their names are this simple. Uncle 14th is Mo 14th, then I'll be Mo 16th. That sounds confusing. Before she could overthink, a deep voice came from inside, "Come in." Immediately, the dark red carved doors opened on their own. She felt the man's grip tighten as he led her inside. Lowering her head, she walked slowly, eyes flicking at the interior. Before she could take it all in, a gust of wind swept through, and a ruddy-faced old man appeared, chuckling, "Good granddaughter, you've finally come," reaching out toward her. Another elder seated nearby cleared his throat, causing the ruddy man to stop awkwardly and return to his seat. Qingchen, initially tense, felt calm. That interruption made them seem less intimidating. 14th, is this the little girl you brought? Seventh brother's daughter, the elder in the middle asked slowly. Mo 14th bowed. Clan leader, she is indeed seventh brother's daughter. The elder turned to Qingchen. Little girl, what's your name? She felt an invisible pressure. Bracing herself, she knelt and said respectfully, "Clan leader grandfather, my name is Yitou." The elder furrowed his brows, then said, "Raise your head." Taking a deep breath, Qingchen lifted her eyes to meet his. He studied her silently. She showed none of the typical shyness of a child under his gaze. He nodded quietly, thinking, she really is seventh brother's daughter, such a pity about him. Pure as untarnished dust, your light combines with the moon. You've come from the mortal world, let your name be Qingchen, the elder said calmly. Qingchen felt a lump in her throat. She bowed deeply, forehead touching the floor. Thank you, clan leader, for giving me this name. A single tear fell. Qingchen. She hadn't imagined that one day she could reclaim her name so openly. In that moment, she felt genuine gratitude. The elder noticed the tear, thinking the little girl must have endured much, having grown up without a proper name. But being a foundation stage cultivator, he remained unmoved. He said lightly, "Qingchen, come here. I want to see if you have a spirit root." Even calm Qingchen felt her heart pound at those words. Chapter 5. Discard the false, preserve the true. The clan leader raised his hand, and a shimmering, multicolored disc appeared in his palm. Hues of green, red, gold, blue, and yellow flashed in succession before settling into a flawless white. He gestured to Qingchen. "Qingchen, place your hand in the center of the disc and focus your mind." Qingchen nodded obediently and carefully placed her slender hand on the disc. Instantly, it felt as if something inside her was being drawn outward. On the jade disc, the colors of green, red, blue, and yellow intertwined. Gradually, the red and green grew brighter, while the blue and yellow dimmed to near darkness. Time seemed to stretch. Finally, the jade disc returned to pure white. Qingchen looked up at the clan leader, her hand still hesitant to move. The elder's expression remained calm. He sighed lightly. A false spirit root among the four elements, barely enough to enter the path of cultivation. He studied Qingchen's expression carefully. Qingchen smiled joyfully. The elder froze for a moment, thinking, "What am I thinking? A 6-year-old girl can't understand real or false spirit roots, but such optimism is admirable. How far she goes will depend on fate alone." Still, his previous hope, inspired by her being Mo7's daughter, cooled completely. He turned to the ruddy-faced elder beside him. "Old 5, among her 4 elemental roots, wood and fire each account for about 40%. She might have some talent for alchemy. She could inherit your skills." The ruddy-faced elder's expression didn't change at all despite the false root. Instead, he chuckled warmly. "Third brother, you're right. That's why they say, if you're not family, you don't enter the same gate. My granddaughter will be fine." His eyes softened as he looked at Qingchen. Qingchen's heart warmed. Could this really be my true grandfather? Then maybe life won't be so harsh from now on. She understood the clan leader's meaning. She was likely of lower talent. But she had already prepared herself for the worst. To be able to cultivate at all was enough. Suddenly, a cold snort echoed. Qingchen looked up to see the elder on her right, who had remained silent until now, casting her a disdainful glance. "Old 6, what's that snort for?" the ruddy-faced elder exclaimed. Old 6 rose leisurely, swishing his sleeve. "A waste of time," he said, then walked away without looking back. "Old 6, what do you mean?" the ruddy elder shouted in frustration, stepping forward to follow him. The clan leader shook his head. "Old 5, your granddaughter is still here." He froze mid-step. "Ah, I forgot in my anger," he muttered sheepishly. Mo14 lowered his head, biting back a smile. "Qingchen, from today on, you are officially the Mo family's 3rd generation little 16th. Remember that," the clan leader said solemnly. Qingchen nodded quickly. 16th, got it." The leader turned to Mo14th. 14th, since you brought her in, you'll explain the basics of cultivation to her." "Yes," Mo14th replied with respect. "Third brother." The ruddy-faced elder protested. The clan leader gave him a sharp glance. "I believe your essence-gathering pill hasn't been completed yet." He lowered his head dejectedly, then shot Mo14th a glance. 14th, make sure you deliver her to me afterward." He smiled at Qingchen and stomped off in a huff. "All right, 14th, take Qingchen downstairs," the leader said calmly. Mo14th led her with a bow, turning left and right until they reached a bamboo house. "This is Uncle 14th's place. If you have any questions, you can come here," he said, gesturing as the door opened automatically. Qingchen glanced around. Tables, chairs, beds, and cabinets all made of bamboo, exuding an elegant simplicity. The cool air swept away the summer heat. "Little girl, sit," Mo14th said, pointing to a bamboo chair. Qingchen sat upright, looking up at him. For a moment, Mo14th recalled a refined man from 20 years ago, asking a little child, "14th, do you know what the path of cultivation is?" Without thinking, Mo14th said aloud, "Little 16th, do you know what the path of cultivation is?" Qingchen shook her head. "Cultivation means studying the way," seeking the true self, and discarding the false. Our world divides cultivation into 9 stages: Qi refinement, foundation establishment, core formation, nascent soul, out of body, dividing spirit, union, tribulation, and great success. Qi refinement is the beginning, only at foundation establishment is one truly on the path of immortality. Countless people stop at Qi refinement. Achieving core formation already makes one a rare expert. Even the current top master, He Xiaoyang, is only at mid out of body. Whether anyone has gone beyond is unknown. He paused, glancing at Qingchen. Recalling how bored he had felt listening to Seventh Brother's long lectures as a child, he marveled at Qingchen's bright eyes, seemingly absorbing every word. Admiring her, he sighed, thinking of her 4-element root potential. What a pity. Unbeknownst to him, Qingchen silently cursed, "Uncle 14th, you lecture a 6-year-old like this. I can't remember everything no matter how hard I try." Mo 14th, unaware of her thoughts, produced a jade slip in his palm. "Here, this is the comprehensive guide to Tianyuan cultivation. Everything I said is in here. You can consult it once you reach the Qi refinement stage's Qi intake phase." Qingchen held back a twitch of her lips as she took it. "So this is your little scheme, Uncle 14th." He laughed at her pouting face and pulled out a few talismans. "Little girl, these are fire bomb talismans. Not worth much, but keep them. Don't use them recklessly. Once you read the guide, you'll understand." Qingchen felt better, grabbing the talismans. "Now, I'll take you to 5th uncle. Tomorrow, you'll begin training with the other brothers and sisters. One piece of advice: cultivate quietly, avoid trouble, but don't be weak either," he said, patting her shoulder. He led her a few steps before they arrived at the ruddy-faced elder's residence. Before Mo 14th could speak, a loud crash came from inside. Someone spun out like a whirlwind, cursing, "Damn it! Failed again, almost blew my old self up." Chapter 6: Watching the sunset under the tree. Qingchen stared blankly at the ruddy-faced elder who had just stormed out. His clothes were tattered, black smoke clinging to him, and he was glaring at Mo 14th with his wild, blowing beard. "Fifth uncle," Mo 14th stammered, eyes wide. The ruddy-faced elder rolled his eyes. "What are you staring at? It's just a little mishap. Threw in some scarlet flame powder, it exploded, no big deal. A little girl's here, come over." With that, he grabbed Qingchen and slammed the courtyard door shut. Outside, Mo 14th rubbed his nose, sighed helplessly, and turned to leave. Qingchen instinctively looked back at the closed door. Mo 14th was the first familiar person here. With him gone, she felt a little uneasy. "Little girl, come, Grandpa has a gift for you," the ruddy-faced elder said, producing a small deep blue pouch embroidered with winding vines. Qingchen's heart leapt. Could this be one of those legendary storage bags? Is Grandpa really giving it to me? But she quickly realized she was mistaken. The elder rummaged through the bag for what felt like half a minute before awkwardly producing 2 yellow pills, each about the size of a peanut. "Little girl, ahem, you can't use all those magical tools yet. These are spirit-gathering pills, personally crafted by Grandpa. Eating them will accelerate your cultivation, but not yet. You can only take them after reaching the Qi intake stage." Seeing Qingchen still silent, he hurried to explain further. "Little girl, you don't realize how precious these pills are. In the cultivation world of Tianyuan continent, resources are scarce. Even though these are low-grade pills for the Qi refinement stage, coveted by small families like ours, in the big sects they might be common, but here, getting even one regularly is a challenge. Qingchen listened to the elder's spittle-filled monologue. The bottom line, these pills were invaluable, and she must turn up her nose. Suppressing a smile, she said, "Grandpa, Qingchen understands. Thank you for the spirit-gathering pills. They're the best gift I've ever received." The elder's heart swelled with joy. He dug into his robes for a while before producing a red cloth bundle. Carefully peeling back layer by layer, Qingchen finally saw what was inside, a pearl flower. The petals, layered from light to deep blue, surrounded a dark blue pearl the size of a longan at the center. Bathed in the last rays of the sun, the pearl shimmered with an extraordinary brilliance, making the entire flower glow with enchanting beauty. The elder gazed at it reluctantly before handing it to Qingchen. She hesitated to take it, afraid he might pull it back. "Take it, little girl. This flower belonged to your grandmother, and my mother used to wear it. I intended to give it to my daughter-in-law, but now it's yours." A faint trace of nostalgia crossed his face. "The material isn't rare, but it's been passed down through generations. Don't lose it." With that, he pinned the pearl flower into Qingchen's hair. She tried to take it down. "Grandpa, maybe I should keep it safe instead. What if it falls or gets damaged?" He pressed her hand gently. "Wear it, of course. Flowers are meant to be worn. Your grandmother wore it on her head every day." His words brought a sense of peace. She relaxed and began to take in the simple courtyard. The small courtyard faced south, with the main house in a row. To the east, a row of lower buildings, to the west, a single room, likely the latrine. The ground was paved with blue stones, and in the corner stood an ancient peach tree, heavy with pink and white fruit, looking absolutely delicious. Beneath the towering peach tree was a wicker rocking chair, and a few stone stools scattered nearby, each with bright yellow cushions. "Hee, little girl, you like that chair, don't you?" the elder asked, noticing her gaze fixed on it. Qingchen nodded enthusiastically. "Yes, I like it." Clearly in high spirits, the elder led her under the tree. With a wave of his hand, another, smaller rocking chair appeared, exquisitely made, with a faint scent of freshness. He patted the chair. "Try it out, little girl. Grandpa knows you'll like it." Lowering her eyelids, Qingchen felt a warm current of happiness flowing through her. It had been so long since anyone had treated her with such kindness. For the first time, she began to look forward to her new life here. The two of them, elder and child, sat silently in their rocking chairs, gazing at the magnificent, fantastical sunset. In both her modern life and the days after she transmigrated, Qingchen had never had a chance to watch the sky this carefully. Now, she realized how breathtaking an unpolluted sky could be. Even as the last streaks of the sunset faded, the deepening sky remained clear, bright, and pure, lifting her spirits. Eventually, the ever-tense Qingchen fell asleep. The elder stood, gazing at the sleeping little girl. Her tiny body curled in the chair, her small face peaceful. He sighed softly, picked her up, and carried her into the house. The next morning, just as dawn tinged the horizon, Qingchen naturally woke up. Years of habit had trained her to rise early. If she lingered too long, Mrs. Liu Yang would scold her harshly. She dressed quickly but couldn't find a place to wash her face. Not knowing whether Grandpa was awake, she stepped into the courtyard. A fresh breeze, carrying a faint scent of grass and wood, greeted her. She looked carefully and saw her grandfather already sitting cross-legged on a stone stool under the tree. Hearing her footsteps, he opened his eyes and smiled. "Little girl, up so early?" Qingchen blushed. Grandpa, you're up even earlier. Where should I wash my face? The elder frowned briefly. Ah, my oversight. There's no well here. He waved his hand, and a basin appeared. With a flick of his fingers, a stream of clear water filled it. Qingchen's eyes widened. Mo 14th had been fast, but seeing water appear out of thin air was truly magical. The elder chuckled at her expression. This is the rain-forming technique. Little girl, you'll be able to use it when you reach the 5th layer of qi refinement. Just then, a soft knock-knock came from the door. Chapter 7 Yunji Among the Trees. Qingchen looked at her grandfather with curiosity. The old man smiled. That must be the breakfast delivery. With a wave of his sleeve, the courtyard gate opened on its own. Indeed, a young man in a short tunic walked in carrying a lunchbox, accompanied by a little girl of about 10. The young man bowed politely to Qingchen and the elder. The elder said, "All right, just put it there," pointing to a stone table. Silently, the man walked over, opened the lunchbox, and began arranging the food one piece at a time. Soon, the stone table was completely covered. He bowed again. "Fifth elder, Miss 16, please enjoy your meal." After speaking, he stepped back, exited the courtyard, and gently closed the gate. The little girl, however, remained behind. "Little girl, eat quickly. Soon, you'll be heading to the Chaoyang Hall," the elder said warmly. Noticing Qingchen glancing at the little girl, he continued, "This is your personal maid. Every morning she will accompany you to the Chaoyang Hall and take care of your daily needs." Hehe. Every child capable of cultivation has a servant like this until they turn 15. Little girl, now go and pay your respects to your lady. He cast a brief glance at the girl standing respectfully. The girl finally bowed properly and spoke in a crisp voice, "Yunji pays respects to the lady." Lingji, like the herb Qingchen blurted, reminded of her only friend, Lu Lingzi. "The character is for branch, not the herb," Yunji replied, still bowing respectfully without raising her head. "Ah, a tree has branches, still a nice name. Yunji, why don't you get up? Have you eaten? If not, come eat with me," Qingchen asked kindly. Yunji quickly replied, "Thank you for your kindness, miss, but Yunji has already eaten." Qingchen paused. In her previous life at her uncle's, she hadn't felt such a strong sense of hierarchy, but here, the social gap became strikingly clear. "A tree has branches, little girl, so you've read books too." The elder's words made Qingchen break into a cold sweat. Quickly, she explained, "When I was at my uncle's, there was a teacher next door who was very kind and taught me some basic characters." The elder nodded approvingly. "Good. Now, eat quickly. Being late on your first day of cultivation would be bad." He handed Qingchen a pair of ivory white chopsticks and moved the dishes closer to her. Qingchen hesitated before asking, "Grandpa, where's my father?" She had a vague feeling something had happened to him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been absent yesterday, and no one had mentioned him. But asking about one's father is natural for a 6-year-old, isn't it? The elder's chopsticks slipped, dropping a piece of bamboo shoot onto the table. He stared at her for a long moment before reaching out and gently patting her head. "Your father, he is no longer here." "Little girl, do you understand what no longer here means?" Qingchen nodded. "Like how mother wasn't there, and I never saw her again." At the thought of her past life, tears streamed down her cheeks. Seeing the small, frail child cry like an adult, the elder sighed compassionately. "Don't cry, little girl. When you embark on the path of immortality, you'll understand. We should view life and death with detachment. Too many attachments will only hinder your pursuit of longevity. Since you've asked about your father, after your practice today, I'll take you to his grave to pay respects. That way, your bond as father and daughter will be honored. Though his tone was calm, Qingchen could see his deep sorrow. The Dao may be impartial, but can people truly achieve such detachment, she wondered. Seeing Qingchen still silent, he smiled faintly. All right, now eat. Don't dawdle, you'd be late otherwise. With that, he began eating briskly. Qingchen hurriedly followed suit. After their meal, the elder reminded her, little girl, in the Mo family, younger members must handle cultivation and conflicts themselves. If someone challenges you, don't be overly passive. The clan encourages healthy competition as long as no lives are harmed. Qingchen nodded obediently. So, cultivation families display strength openly. Grandpa's advice today, and what 14th uncle said yesterday, show that my future won't be as peaceful as I imagined. Just as she was pondering, the elder's tone shifted mischievously, but little girl, you're Grandpa Mo Dian's granddaughter. If anyone really bullies you, just tell me. Though I can't officially interfere, I'm very good at giving people a little help behind the scenes, haha. Qingchen walked out of the courtyard with Yunji trailing behind, hearing Mo Dian's laughter echoing. As they weaved through winding corridors and around peculiar rocks and exotic trees, Qingchen thought, no wonder every child under 15 is assigned a personal attendant. Just finding the way here could be confusing. She finally couldn't hold back. Yunji, where are you from? Normally not nosy, Qingchen felt that Yunji would never volunteer information. Since they couldn't go on like this forever, it was reasonable for her to take the initiative. Yunji paused, surprised that the 16th Miss spoke first. This young lady is clearly from outside. The other children born with innate spirit roots would never bother talking to someone like me. Yunji, Qingchen called, noticing Yunji staring ahead, nearly walking into an apricot tree. The usually disciplined Yunji blushed slightly and replied, Miss, Yunji is a member of the Mo family. Seeing Qingchen's puzzled expression, Yunji decided to explain further, you may not know, Miss, but Yunji is also of the Mo family, just from a branch that hasn't produced children with spirit roots for 3 generations. What then, you really are my clan sister, but why? Qingchen was genuinely shocked. She had assumed Yunji was a servant bought from outside, only to learn she was a Mo by blood, like herself. Why would the Mo family have their own clan members serve other members? Qingchen wondered. Chapter 8, The Proud Girl, Radiant as the Sunday. Yunji bowed slightly and said with a serious expression, Miss, you must not speak like that. I cannot bear the title of your clan sister. There is a distinction between immortals and mortals. Your brothers and sisters are the rightful young masters and young ladies of the Mo family. As for someone like me, with only a humble name, being able to serve as your personal maid is already a great blessing. Although Qingchen had never been the type in her past life to pat a servant on the shoulder and say, we are sisters now, don't bother with formalities, she still felt uneasy thinking about Yunji. Here was a true clan sister, yet she had to serve as a maid. Seeing Qingchen still confused, Yunji, considering the young Miss Sh, grit her teeth and said, Miss, forgive Yunji for speaking out of turn. Do you know that only those with spirit roots are ranked in the Mo family? Qingchen had heard 14th uncle mention this yesterday, so she nodded. But even in a cultivation family like the Mo clan, those with spirit roots are extremely rare. My grandfather once said that in their generation there were 7, the second generation had 14, and in your generation there are currently 16. Some family branches produced spirit-rooted children for 2 generations but none in the third, while others produced none for the first 2 generations and then 1 in the third. In short, non-spirit-rooted members are extremely numerous. According to clan rules, if a branch fails to produce a spirit-rooted child for 3 consecutive generations, they are relocated from the main Mo manor to Mo village, Yunji explained as they walked. Qingchen listened attentively, knowing this was essential information. Yunji wasn't surprised that a 6-year-old could pay such close attention. Having grown up in the Mo manor and seen the rare spirit-rooted children, she continued, my parents live in Mo village. From childhood, they sent me to Mo manor. Seeing other young masters and young ladies had personal attendants, I had already accepted the possibility of being a common maid. Now, to serve you as your personal maid is an immense blessing. So miss, please do not think Yunji is aggrieved. Secular rules do not apply to cultivation families. Even a princess in the mundane world would bow before a cultivator like you. Furthermore, the rules of other cultivation families in Luoyang City are similar. Qingchen finally understood. Many of the Mo village members, as children, had lived in Mo manor, witnessed magical arts, and then were sent to the village, forced to live as ordinary mortals. No one would be content with that. It was far better to serve in the manor, even as a maid, than to completely descend into a mundane life. She guessed correctly, in Luoyang City's cultivation families, being relocated without a spirit root to serve cultivators was not shameful, it was actually a point of pride. After all, not everyone could serve a true cultivator. You know so much, Yunji, Qingchen said. Yunji smiled faintly. You flatter me, miss. I grew up in Mo manor, so these are just common facts. Miss, we've arrived. She pointed to the building in front of them. Qingchen had imagined the Chaoyang Hall would be magnificent, but it was just a row of single-story wooden houses by the lake. A wooden plaque, 3 zhongs away from the houses, read Chaoyang Hall. 14th uncle had mentioned yesterday that all spirit-rooted children were concentrated here for cultivation. The manor was vast, but places with strong spiritual veins were scattered. This lakeside Chaoyang Hall was rich in spiritual energy. Miss, you should go inside. Yunji will accompany you later, Yunji said, noticing Qingchen's gaze lingering. Thank you, Yunji. Qingchen nodded slightly and stepped into the wooden hall. Inside was a small hall. An elderly man with white hair sat behind the desk. Hearing the sound, he looked up. You must be the 3rd generation's 16th, right? Qingchen stood firm. Yes, grandfather. I am 16, Mo Qingchen. Humph, polite enough. From now on, you can call me second grandfather. Come here, 16. Since this is your first day, I'll tell you the rules. The old man twirled his beard. Qingchen walked steadily in front of him, standing properly, her big eyes meeting his gaze. He nodded slightly and continued, from today, you will cultivate at Chaoyang Hall. Arrive at dawn and leave at dusk. At noon, eat in the Chaoyang Hall dining area. Every 10th day, you may rest. Only 2 exceptions allow you to skip this, 1, when you turn 15, or 2, if you reach the 5th level of the qi refining stage before 15. His eyes were nearly closed from age. Qingchen nodded, signaling she understood. Though she couldn't yet read the jade slip, 14th uncle had explained that the qi refining stage had 13 levels. Levels 1-4 were early qi refining, 5-8 middle, 9-12 late, and 13 was complete mastery. Transitions at levels 4, 5 and 8, 9 were extremely difficult. Even talented practitioners often got stuck here. 16. Once you reach Qi refining level 1 and your Qi is circulating in your body, you may come to me to receive a storage bag. Alright, it's getting late. Go in now, the old man said, pointing to the flower gate on the left. Thank you for your guidance, second grandfather. Qingchen bowed slightly and walked toward the gate. At that moment, a soft girl's voice called out, Sister 10, hurry up. You're already late. Another girl's calm voice followed, Little 14, why are you panicking? Look at yourself. But it's all right, we're here now. Qingchen stood at the flower gate and turned to see two girls approaching hand in hand. One girl wore a pale pink dress, appearing around Qingchen's age. Her hair was in double buns tied with pink ribbons, and her almond-shaped eyes looked timid and endearing. The other girl was taller, around 10. Her long eyebrows framed slightly upturned phoenix eyes. Her bright red dress made her fair skin and delicate features stand out, radiating a striking charm beyond her years. Qingchen couldn't help stealing a glance at the girl in red. She was dazzlingly beautiful, even at such a young age. 16, Little 14, it is already the first quarter of dawn. You're late, the elder said sternly. The pink-dressed girl lowered her head timidly. The red-dressed girl raised her chin and said to the elder, It's just a quarter past. Why make such a fuss? The elder's expression darkened. Sister 10. The pink dress girl tugged at the red dress girl. The red dress girl took her hand and walked straight past the elder, coldly snorting, Humph! Only a failure who has never broken through Qi refining level 4 would make such a fuss. Chapter 9. Where can one find serenity? Qingchen quickly stepped through the flower gate. No matter who was stronger or weaker here, as an outsider, it clearly wasn't wise to show off. Focusing on cultivation was the right course. Once inside, a refreshing clarity filled her chest, her breathing smooth and easy. She barely had time to enjoy it before several pairs of eyes fixed on her in unison. Qingchen quickly scanned the room. The jade-green floor was scattered with more than 10 meditation mats, and 5 people were seated cross-legged upon them. Among them, 2 teenage boys, around 14 or 15. One glanced at her briefly, then closed his eyes to resume cultivation. The other sized her up from head to toe, a gaze that made Qingchen uneasy. The remaining 3 included 2 boys slightly older than her, and a single girl of about 10, dressed in pale yellow. Her face was long and sharp, beautiful yet tinged with a haughty, cutting expression, making Qingchen instinctively dislike her. Seeing that these children were silent but observing her, Qingchen smiled politely and nodded. Hello, I am 16, Mo Qingchen. The group remained quiet, so Qingchen paid no mind and chose a corner mat to sit upon. No sooner had she settled than the yellow-dressed girl snapped, 16, how dare you sit there? Her voice was shrill, causing Qingchen to frown. Noticing Qingchen's frown, the girl suddenly stood and approached, towering over her. Didn't you hear me, 16? Qingchen stayed seated, looking up calmly. You needn't shout. I heard you. Although she hadn't formally entered the cultivation world, Qingchen already knew some basics. At Qi refining stages 1-2, one's body became stronger, mind sharper, basically just better than an ordinary person. At stage 3, one could learn the wind walking technique, the skill 14th uncle had used to carry her away from her uncle's home. Only upon reaching stage 4 could one learn a defensive spell like Earth Shield. In short, unless one reached Qi refining stage 5, one couldn't learn offensive techniques. Otherwise, combat ability was only slightly above normal. This girl, clearly under 15 and still at Chaoyang Hall, could not possibly be at stage 5. Judging by her personality and age, her cultivation wouldn't be high at all. Why then should Qingchen bow or yield? The girl, taken aback by Qingchen's boldness, furrowed her brows. As expected of a wild child with no parents so rude. Qingchen smiled faintly. You're right. No one taught me manners. He the observing teenage boy let out a low laugh. Brother 8. You won't back me up, yet allow a little girl to talk back. The yellow-dressed girl pouted and stamped her foot. Brother 8 approached, looked Qingchen up and down, and finally said lazily, Little one, newcomers should know the rules. Qingchen was speechless. This was blatant twisting of the truth. Just then, a voice called out, What rules? The red-dressed girl and the pink-dressed girl entered the hall. Qingchen was shocked. The red-dressed girl, previously radiant, now had torn clothes and a smudged face. Had she just fought with second grandfather? Qingchen guessed silently. Ah, Sister 10, what happened? The yellow-dressed girl asked, her voice suddenly gentle. The red-dressed girl glared at her. Little 11, what's the fuss? Just a fight with the old man. Ah, Sister 10, you're amazing. You dared to fight with him? The yellow-dressed girl gushed. The flattery made Qingchen think this was not the same girl as before. The red-dressed girl raised her chin. So what? We are both chi refining stage 4. Afraid of him? The pink-dressed girl tugged at her. Sister 10, second grandfather is an elder. The red-dressed girl poked her forehead. Little 14, with your temperament, you'd get bullied outside. So what if he's an elder? Plenty of old men without spirit roots in the clan are happy to have us serve them. The old man may have a spirit root, but after a lifetime of cultivation, he's still only stage 4. No different from a mortal. That's true. How could we compare to Sister 10? She's only 10 but already chi refining stage 4, the yellow-dressed girl exclaimed, holding Sister 10's arm. You truly make me admire you, little sister. Not long ago you were stage 3, and now you've broken through so quickly. But I remember 9th sister, the same age as you, has already reached stage 7, the boy with flowing chi remarked. Red-dressed Sister 10's face darkened. Brother 8, don't speak sarcastically. Yun Fei in the white-clad girl is a mutant ice spirit root, reaching stage 7 at 10, so what's strange you, though you're 14 and only stage 3. When you turn 15, don't think you can break rules just because your grandfather is clan chief. So the ice spirit root girl in white was Mo Qingchen, 10 years old and already chi refining stage 7. Qingchen sighed silently. She observed the group. The tallest boy sat cross-legged, eyes closed the entire time. The others, boys led by Brother 8, girls led by red-dressed Sister 10, spoke with subtle sharpness, not overtly hostile, but clearly competitive. Qingchen, pleased to remain uninvolved, closed her eyes and prepared for her first cultivation session. By the way, what rules were you talking about? Sister 10 finally spoke. Qingchen felt all eyes on her, silently thinking how strange the Mo family's rules were, a group of children concentrated for cultivation with an elder who could hardly keep order. Peaceful cultivation here seemed impossible. They would likely bicker every day. Sister 10, it's her. She's just arrived and already showing attitude, sitting in your spot. I asked her to move, and she didn't, the yellow-dressed girl said. You're the new 16. Sister 10's gaze swept over Qingchen. Despite her dusty clothes, she looked composed. Qingchen stood, raising her head slightly. I am 16, Mo Qingchen. Hello. Red-dressed Sister 10 glanced at her coldly, about to speak, when the yellow-dressed girl interjected, Sister 10, I heard from the maid yesterday that everyone in the manor is saying this new 16 surpasses your beauty by 3 points. Chapter 10 The Hardest Knock at the Immortal Gate. Qingchen thought grimly, this little 11 was clearly the type to stir trouble wherever she went. As expected, Sister 10's face darkened instantly, her eyes slicing daggers at Qingchen. She snorted through her nose. Just a yellow-haired little girl, is that all? Yes, yes. I expected someone like a celestial beauty, but it turns out she's just a little girl. Sister 10, if you ask me, she isn't even 1/10,000th of your caliber, little 11 said smoothly, full of flattery. Qingchen thought such petty beauty contests were a waste of words. She walked to another mat, silently crossed her legs, and sat down. Sister 10, look at her, little 11 dragged her voice. Sister 10 waved her hand. Forget it. Let us cultivate first. She glanced at Qingchen with a meaning in her eyes. Little 11 reluctantly shut her mouth, shooting Qingchen a resentful glare. Qingchen remained unmoved, fully immersing herself in cultivation. Recalling the tips from 14th uncle, she imagined her pores opening, external spiritual energy flowing into her body, forming threads of warmth that swirled endlessly inside, finally spiraling in her dantian, spiraling. Pfft! A soft giggle sounded. Qingchen sharply nodded, opening her eyes to see the pink-clad little 14 smiling at her. Little 11 snorted. What a waste, even trying to cultivate. Might as well go back to your room and sleep. Qingchen pressed her lips together, slightly embarrassed. She hadn't expected to fall asleep unconsciously and felt annoyed at herself for giving others something to mock. Little 14 said gently, Sister 11, don't tease 16 sister. When Ningro first entered meditation, she fell asleep too. The delicate little girl, Mo Ningro, lived up to her name, gentle and soft. Little 11 rolled her eyes. That's different. You are Sister 10's biological sister, your talent won't be far off. Not like some, who knows where they came from. Qingchen didn't even glance at little 11 and closed her eyes again. In a world where strength ruled, there was no point in petty squabbles. She wanted to see who could truly go further on the path of immortality. Seeing Qingchen unresponsive, little 11 pouted and returned to her cultivation. Qingchen focused, repeatedly trying to sense that mysterious flow, but the rumored warmth never appeared. Soon, noon arrived. Hearing movement, she opened her eyes. Everyone else had stood and was leaving. She massaged her tingling legs and stood, silently wondering why the clan gathered all these children to cultivate together. Cultivation required tranquility. This constant interaction seemed more likely to interfere than help. Following the others to the dining hall, 2 nimble maidservants were setting tables. Second grandfather sat at the head of the table, calm as ever. Time to eat, he said as they arrived. Qingchen stole a glance at him, curious how he had handled the earlier conflict with Sister 10. Seeing his aged hands, veins prominent and wrinkled, and remembering the sharp words of these children, Qingchen felt a pang of resolve. I must work hard. Even if my talent is inferior, even if it takes 100 times more effort, I won't let anyone push me around. 16. Did you have any problems with your cultivation today? The elder asked. Qingchen paused. Second grandfather, I just can't feel the qi entering my body. The elder smiled. That's normal. I recall the fastest of your generation, little 9, took 2 days, even 10 to 15 days, to feel qi flowing into the body. Nothing unusual. Qingchen nodded. Thank you for your guidance, second grandfather. At that moment, Sister Ten let out a cold laugh. The elder glanced at her. Qingchen expected another clash, but to her surprise, Sister Ten lowered her eyes and ate quietly, finishing a few bites before tossing her chopsticks aside and leaving. Little 11 hurriedly followed her. Mo Ningro glanced at the elder's solemn expression and said cautiously, Second grandfather, don't be angry with Sister Ten. Her snow-white rabbit died yesterday, and she's in a bad mood. The elder's lips twitched as if remembering something, then sighed. Little 14, second grandfather knows you are a good child. Finish your meal quickly and return to cultivation. In that moment, Qingchen sensed an indescribable melancholy in the elder. She quickly ate her own meal and returned to the hall for cultivation. Fortunately, nothing noteworthy occurred in the afternoon, and she spent the time fully immersed in practice. Only after everyone else had left did Qingchen stand, stretch, and step toward the door. Passing the small hall, she noticed the elder was gone. On the empty table, only a celadone teacup remained. Miss, I'm here. Qingchen heard Yunji call out just as she reached the doorway. She quickened her pace. Yunji, thank you for waiting. Before Yunji could reply, little 11 sneered. Really lacking manners. Being so polite to a maid. Breaking rules. You're trembling, we're trembling. Qingchen frowned. How could someone pick a fight for no reason? She asked firmly. Sister 11, does the clan truly have such a rule? I've just arrived and am unaware. Could you show me the clan regulations? You humph, sharp-tongued. Little 11 spat out and turned away. In the cultivation city of Luoyang, most household servants were selected from clan mortals. While this was the norm, blatant public humiliation was rare. They were still clan members, after all. Moreover, one never knew when an outstanding talent might appear in the next generation. Little 11 was named Mo Yuki. Though she usually looked down on mortals, she could not openly insult them in public without risking reprimand from her parents. Miss, you needn't get into conflict with Sister 11 for Yunji's sake. It's not worth it, Yunji said softly while leading Qingchen onward. Yunji, if you step back, she will only push further. Little 11 is clearly targeting me, you are merely caught in the crossfire. I, Mo Qingchen, am no pushover, Qingchen said, lifting her chin. In that instant, the light in Qingchen's eyes dazzled Yunji. She realized this 16 Miss possessed an aura not inferior to the lofty 9th Miss. Yet Yunji's face darkened with worry. But, Miss, the minor clan competition is just over 5 months away. If you anger them now, even if they don't trouble you much, they may take revenge then.